One of the great things about being an artist is that you have this amazing array of materials that you could use. Nothing is off limits. So I'm in a position where I've been able to work with as many different materials as possible. And I guess my main material is aluminium and stainless steel. But I have been, in the last few years, been working with glass and a lot of ready-made materials as well, like reflectors. When I'm working in a space, you need to kind of adapt to the space, you need to work with the space. And so sometimes, the steel might not be the right material to kind of really cut through a space and to create some, architectural kind of intervention. It's interesting because, I am using quite a hard edge material, an industrial material that's quite can be quite heavy, it's quite brutal and quite architectural, but there's a softness to the way that it's folded or it's, up on the wall. I wanted to recreate that kind of lightness that I had with the paper pieces, and that was quite important for me. And we were kind of able to achieve that with the kind of a really thin sheet of stainless steel, and making sure working with the right kind of paint as well, and the way the colour is applied. So all of those things kind of comes together. The Fold series of work started when I was looking at how to move away from using the square and the rectangle. And I started folding a piece of paper to create these shapes. And as I was folding them, it took me back to kind of my early research, which was about light and form. And the more I worked on these paper pieces, the more they became works in themselves. It wasn't static. It was allowing the work each day to be different. I got really excited. I thought, this is fantastic, 429 was at a period where I was looking at how light changed the surface of the work. So I started introducing two different painted surfaces. One is kind of a satin finish, and then in contrast to kind of something that was much more reflective and glossy. I have a limited palette of colours that I can work with because they're ready-made. I don't have to think about the process of mixing or making too much. It becomes more about colour and its interaction with the form and light, and how those things come together. Growing up in Bangladesh had a massive influence on my work. The landscape and the people, the colour, the vibrancy, the intensity, that it all comes with. I think there are moments that I vividly remember where I found myself experiencing the change of light, whether it's kind of light reflected in kind of the bathing pool, and you kind of continue to watch the ripples, or the rice fields. And those kind of moments really, I feel, kind of take me back or make me want to be in that kind of calm, quite contemplative space. I grew up in a Muslim family. It becomes part and parcel of who you are. You get used to it. But I don't think about gender. I don't think about my own sexuality or my religion or my culture when I'm making the work. I think for me, I was looking for a language that was universal, a language that anyone can approach and understand and kind of question. I am really open how people interpret the work. I mean, one of the things that I don't like doing is titling my work, and that's because I want to leave the viewer to take what they want, to find their own kind of journey, if you like, an understanding of the work. And it's more about physically experiencing the work. But when the Arts Council acquired 429, I was really excited because a lot of my favourite artists are in that collection, and it's a huge deal to be part of that collection. You've got Noel Foster, you've got Gary Woodley, John Carter, Estelle Thompson, all of my tutors, amazing tutors, an artist that I've hadn't known about as well. And so I don't know, I feel like it's got a perfect home.